Yes, I will admit it. I was tempted to break open the screws and start screwing this frame together, but I'm not. I'm going to back off of the introduction and my plan for that particular platform, and we're going to get back on to the SkyHunter here. I used a little hot water on this wing where it was damaged. This is the side that had the has still, and it's also been pushed in from the back, you can see. But I took a lot of it out so far. I've just done one application of just straight up hot water in the sink, straight out of the faucet. It helped a bit. Like I say, this one wasn't as big a problem for me as the other side with the pre-made flap. But you can see it's whatever damage took place to it, it came in and pooched it in this way. I can't do much about that. But I've got a lot of the up and down out of it. I'll get some boiling hot water next time and pour it over it in the sink. And then after I've worked with this little piece in that way, I'll attack the other portion of the wing that has the worse defect in it than this wing does. And this is the second wing. I'm actually much more pleased with how the second wing straightened out with the hot water than the first one. How about that? Look at that. It's no more flap so far. And again, it's still, you can see a little bit right here where it's been banged from behind. I can't do much about that. But that's just my first attempt at correcting that problem. And the little one there, you can still sort of see it. But again, I'm really pleased with the way this one reacted to my first attempt to get the problem out of it. Oh, that's interesting. A little bubble there of some kind. But I will, like I say, use some water a little hotter than what comes out of the faucet, and we'll see what we can do. But I'm not as worried about the flap, pseudo flap on that side anymore as I once was. I'm trying to remember to take a picture or a video each step. This is my second build, so the only thing unique on this one was going to be the landing gear. I glued in this bracket. It's glued underneath this little ear, and then there's an ear that goes straight down into the foam, and it's glued along this side. I'm getting ready to glue this top on. That's why I wanted to show it before I did so. But I just noticed there's no piece of foam right here that goes down inside there against that ear. It will be here in the back, but not anywhere else. Not a crazy problem, just wanting to video it as each piece is closed up. And there's the top cap glued on with the piece to capture the arms for the booms for the tails captured in between them, using my favorite device. Every electronics lab should come complete with bricks. You'd think by now I would get some clamps, vise, not really a vise, just some kind of clamp system that would hold stuff for me. But I like the old brick method. And you know, the brick, besides being a weight, it can be a hammer easily. It can sometimes even stand in as a crude screwdriver.
Well, the Yoo-hoo pour had time to dry overnight. Got 3 little pooches of Yoo-hoo pour that came out on both of these. 1 inboard and 2 outboard. And you can see that's still, like I've been telling you, it is a really stiff gel. I like it. So I can get this excess off. There's a few more little ones around there, but you can't really see them. So I really like the Yoo-hoo pour. And now these are just really, there's no way that's ever coming apart. And my pseudo flap, look at that. Is that nice and straight or what? No, it's much more straight than it was. Same thing on the other one. 1 inboard, 2 outboard. I know this isn't very much fun looking at glue, but I just wanted to show what the Yoo-hoo pour turns into. And there it is. It's really flexible, really strong, really grippy. I like it. The fuselage parts that were glued yesterday I've set up overnight. Magnets in this hatch top here all work properly now. So I have one little bitty problem. I'm almost completely out of Yoo-hoo pour. I bought this 1 tube. As you can see, I've been scraping it with a piece of wood. Got it thin as all get out. I got everything. Well, not everything out of it yet, but almost everything. My point is basically I'm going to have to slow down until the other 4 tubes of Yoo-hoo pour come in the door. Don't plan on using Yoo-hoo pour to put the carbon fiber rods in the wings, so that will continue. But and Amazon says it will be here February 1st to the 15th. So that's, oh my goodness, 3 weeks from now possibly. So that was rather disappointing, but the glue's not disappointing. So I'm going to continue with what glue I've got left. These are the little plastic caps that go down in the wings here to capture the bolts, keep the bolts from pulling through the foam. I can glue them in with what Yoo-hoo pour I've got left. That's it for now, boys and girls. I started putting in the carbon fiber rods. I got 2 of them in, and that was just barely. I squeezed every bit I could out of this tube. It is kaput. So that brings this build, this portion of it, the physical build, to a halt. I will continue on wiring the electronics, etc., 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 but as far as any adhesive to put this together any further, I don't have any. And here it is, arriving February 1st to the 15th. Today's the what, 20th? The 19th. 1 week, 2 weeks away is just 1 day after the 1st. The 15th would be 1, 2, 3 weeks. 1, 2 weeks, 5 days. So Afraid the SkyHunter build is going to be held up a little bit. Sorry about that. And as an aside here, while I'm here, I've got a little frame mount for my Runcam Orange that I'm going to use on top of the 7-inch quad coming Saturday. That's a stabilized 4K camera I have. GyroFlow works with it, so that should do well on the little 7-inch quad. And I broke down, a viewer talked to me about these motors. They were $5 each more, so I haven't sent back the other 4 motors. They're here. These are going to come 2 days. Then I'm going to compare the 2 physically with each other and make a decision. I think I will be going with these. Like I say, a nice viewer messaged me privately in my email address and discussed the motors with me and convinced me that I should at least check these out. It goes against the build a little bit, but whatever. This is the Runcam 5 4K that I have that I'll be putting in this mount on top of the Chimera 7-inch. Alright guys, that's all I've got for right now because, like I say, I ran out of adhesive. We'll see what else I can get into around here. As always, I do thank you guys so much. You keep me straight during my builds, correct me when I make a wrong movement, which I do a lot, I guess. And you keep me from breaking parts. I can't thank you enough. Have a good one.